Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Dan.
Yo.
And we welcome to a studio in the center of London, Joe Corry.
Yo.
Thank you. It's great to be here, man.
Dude, it's very weird to be interviewing. You got to understand something. I've been interviewing people in front of the same microphone, on the same mic arm, people sitting on the same couch for 10 years. So to be doing something in another room makes me feel different. It's weird.
Throwing you off a bit.
A little bit, kind of. Like, not gonna lie, like a little bit. But it's okay. We rise to occasions, you know what I mean? You're talking about pyro for your sets, which I find really interesting because at the end of the day, the creative decisions do fall on you, right?
Yeah, I'm very across those decisions. Like every time I do a performance, from the visuals to the pyro, you know, to the moments that are going to happen in that set, I'm always sort of pre-planning it and making sure that when it comes to the performance, it's just like has that wow factor.
Do you need to get approval or what you say is?
So how it works with like a festival, for example, is they offer you a buy-in, like a menu that you get at a restaurant, and they're like, here's the menu. You can choose what you want on it. Obviously, everything there's a cost. You know, if you want flames, if you want confetti, if you want CO2, how long for. You know, there's a whole menu of stuff they offer you, and then you decide how much you want to spend and put into your set. And I'm always like, everything.
What is the driving motivation behind going for everything?
What I want is always people to walk away from my set and be absolutely blown away and be like, that was the best set of the day. I want them to have that experience, you know, and part of that is, you know, those moments where there's big confetti shots, big flame shots, the visuals going off. And obviously the main thing is my set and the music, but these extra things that go along with it, you know, add to it. And I want people to walk away and be like, that was an unforgettable performance.
Well, where does that drive for showmanship come from? Does it stem back to you starting your own DJ company with your friend years and years ago?
100%. It would go back to that. You know, I started on the mobile discos, and that back then it was me, you know, buying all the lighting, buying all the tripods and the smoke machine and the bubble machine and putting it back in my car, driving it to these discos, setting it all up, you know, doing the night of entertainment. And yeah, definitely, you know, it would probably stem from that. And also, I guess as well, you know, I always just want to show off the best version of myself. I care a lot about that. I always want to give 100 to everything that I do. It's almost like a competitive nature. You know, I want to be the best. I want to have the best set of that day. So,
I mean, and by the way, you're in a field right now where they rank your peers. I mean, every year there's a list of the top DJs that exist, right?
Yeah, there is. You know, that those lists, though, like, to be honest, a lot of people, I don't know if they take them that seriously. I mean, the lists I kind of feel a bit awkward about. I don't know how much they really mean, or, you know,
and who picks
what significance they have.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's like voting, and obviously, like, you know, some DJs will promote themselves to get votes for it, and some people don't. So it's never really like an actual, you know, exact list, or, you know, people will argue, and it's quite controversial. So
when you were doing the mobile disco, you're playing records that are not yours, right?
yeah, of course, yeah. So back then, when I was, you know, when I first started out, I wasn't producing yet, so I was, you know, playing a night of music, ranging from, you know, house that I play today to disco to 70s and 80s to garage to hip hop and R&B. I'd play like a full range of music back in the day because I was, you know, playing to a wide audience, whoever was there.
So when did you want to actually make your own records? Like,
So, yeah.
because it's a different transition. Like, not all people can go from playing, you know, a collection of music at a freaking party or a club to crafting something from nothing.
Yeah, so what happened with me was that I was doing my DJing during my teenage years. It was my biggest hobby. I just started getting into the club circuit at this point. So I had residencies around London, and I was, you know, DJing 5 nights a week out in some of the best clubs around. And I was like, oh my God, I love doing this thing. I'm earning money from it. You know, this is what I want to do for my life. How do I take it to the next step? You know, I was looking at my idols, people like, you know, Calvin Harris, Tiesto, David Guetta, and I was thinking, what have they done? And they've got hit records, you know, I need to do this. So, you know, I started production, I went to college, and that's how I started. And I quickly realized that to elevate this thing that I was doing, I needed to have my own music out there, have hit records, and then that would build my DJ career.
Yeah, but, so you know that's what you need, but is there a question of how? Because artistic and musical talent doesn't just erupt out of nothing. And some could say, and I think DJs are the best at this, because you spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of just watching people react to music. You can see the instant reaction. You can see how they morph, how they change, where they go, how they feel. And you really get a first like class seat to just understanding the power, the instant power of music.
Yeah, such a good point you make there. So, well, from my side, you know, I started production when I went to college, and I was 18 years old. I didn't get my first hit record until I was 30.
Wow.
All right, that's the truth of it.
But
man.
you didn't stop.
I was putting out music for years. I didn't get my first hit until I was 30. Over 10 years of trying.
What do you think the difference is between the record that was a hit and every record that came before it?
I eventually found that formula, man. And, you know, some people, it might take them, you know, a year. It might take them 2 years. It might take them 5 years. With me, it did take that bit longer to get it right. But when I did, I was ready because I already had the next record ready that hit and then the next one that hit. So actually, it was a blessing for me that I did have to wait that long because when it did come, I was so ready for it. I was so hungry. I'd done 10 years of grind on the DJ circuit. This dream I had, I can't explain to you how much I wanted it. I'd wake up every morning obsessed, having these thoughts of just like, this has got to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has to happen. And eventually it did. And when it did, it was just the right timing for me. But listen, you made a good point, mate. Like, I think maybe my biggest sort of like talent is being able to know a hit record. And that came from years and years and years of work in the clubs. I'm not musically the most talented person. I can't play instruments, you know. I'm not musically that talented, but my talent has come from just years of grinding it out in the clubs and being able to spot a hit, man.
And DJs have this ability. Like, you know, we're super lucky. Every DJ's come on our show, pretty much, right?
Yeah, quite often.
And the common thread that like Guetta, Tiesto, Martin Garrix, whoever the fuck, they all share. Mainly the older guys. Like people would never know that like Tiesto is a grandfather. He could be a grandfather twice, probably. He's, no offense, I love you. He will tell you to your face. Like he's in his 50s. David Guetta is the exact same way. There's this deep intrinsic understanding of not where culture just is today, but anticipation of where it's going. And that's how they craft these timeless records. Not once, but so many times over. DJs have a really good ability to take a deep temperature check of where we're at as a culture and then really understand our direction and then match it. Does any of that apply to you?
I would say that comes again from being able to spot trends on the dance floor.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's all connected.
Yeah.
You're seeing it like right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, 100%. And like you mentioned David and Tiesto, and both of them are my friends, and I've spent time with both of them. And it's interesting, you know, when I talk to them both, they still have that hunger as well for the next hit.
Isn't it crazy?
For the next sound, for the next DJ set. And
yeah, and they couldn't be richer.
They couldn't be richer.
They don't
had
need
so
to
many
shit.
hits, but they want the next one. And it's interesting because when I sit there talking to them, everything they're saying, I feel too. Do you know what I mean? And I feel that way too. Like I'm always thinking like that next track, or how can I go further? And my friends are like, aren't you happy though? This is like everything you ever wanted. I'm like, of course I'm happy, but I want so much more. And even those guys who have got a million more times success than me are still saying the same things, which is inspirational, man.
Think about how long they've been making music.
Yeah.
How many hit records they put out over the last 20 years.
It's crazy.
No, it's stupid. And they're still as relevant today as they've ever been.
Yeah.
And
I honestly do believe that it comes from the deep root of the love of DJing.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to them, they're just so excited to go and, you know, play these records, get in the clubs, play at the festivals.
And that's the highlight of it for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even making it necessarily. It's being able to share it.
Yes.
Like, I remember forever, like, it was one of the coolest moments. I was with Zed when he made the Squid Games Do It To It remix.
Yep.
And I remember we're in the karaoke room, and we're walking from the karaoke room to his set at Zook.
Yeah.
And he has this glimmer in his eye. And he's like, you have no fucking idea. I just made this remix up in the hotel room. I got it just right, and I'm about to play it right now. That was the sole focus, was something that he made 15 minutes, mastered 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. He then had the ability to show it to 2,000, 3,000 people and understand their temperature on it instantly.
So sick.
And then from there, that fucking remix becomes the biggest thing of the year.
Yeah, and it's funny you said that, actually. I was with Zed 2 weeks ago in Vegas at Zouk. He invited me to come with him.
Dude, first of all, nobody does a show like him, but also he's crazy and he'll fucking DJ his own after party
Yeah,
after.
that's what we did.
What is wrong with
And we
him?
went to the karaoke room before as well. So I said that. I was there a few weeks ago with him. Yeah. But yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah, I love him though. He's a big shout out to Zed. Like, he is, wow, his show was so amazing, and he's so laser focused on making that show perfect. He's a genius.
And it's always changing because people change.
Yeah.
So having an idea and a connection to people that has to be some of the most important parts of this job. No,
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%.
like, are you crafting these songs from your own reality, or are you taking things around you and making them something?
Yeah, I guess like one thing that's important as well is to kind of be aware of those new trends in music. For example, this year everything's getting faster. Vocals are getting more pitched higher.
Why is that?
I think it's because of TikTok, man. I know it's because of TikTok. Because, you know, things on TikTok have changed music for sure. First of all, everything's so instant these days that attention spans are like zero.
You have to
People
grab
like-
somebody so quickly.
Yeah, and you know, obviously a lot of things on TikTok are sped up
Yeah, I hate
and pitched up, and now that's coming across into actual music that's successful in the charts.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a challenging thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quite good or bad. I guess it's hard to say if it's good or bad. I mean, it's just what's happening. It's the way things are moving, and like you said, you've got to have your finger on the pulse of that. I mean, my next single that I'm releasing is 140 BPM.
Is it
And that's fast. Like,
Yeah.
for me, do you know what I mean? My tracks are normally like 124, 126. My next single was 140 BPM, which is mad. I never thought I'd be doing that, but
When did you first realize that things are getting faster and higher pitched?
I started realizing it probably like last year. You know, you had that. What was the tune? The Robin Schulz one,
Yeah.
Oliver Tree.
Miss You?
Yeah, that was obviously like really high hit. I mean, that was trending on TikTok and became a huge hit record. So that's a great example of that. And there's been a few others as well that you know, have become trends on TikTok, then become huge hit records. But they were grown on TikTok first. So you've got to kind of just be aware of this is happening now, and there's this new sort of element coming there, and it's not like you're making music for TikTok, definitely not. But you've just got to be aware of like this whole thing going on over here.
And by the way, I think some people get lost in this idea of making music for TikTok, and then what ends up happening is a clip is really good, and then the rest of the song is shit.
Yeah.
So
I think as well, if you think you're making a song for TikTok, it's never going to work on
No.
TikTok. And that's the truth of it, man. So people should not go in with that aim in their mind.
that's really embarrassing. Dance Around It with Katie. How do you say her last?
Katie Baser.
Katie Baser.
Yeah.
So do you think a vocalist makes a hit record or what?
Do I think a vocalist? Of course, a huge part of it, man.
But they don't need to be a superstar.
No, they don't need to be a superstar at all. Not at all, man. It's all about the song. You know, how strong the song is. And you know, you mentioned Katie Baser there. She's actually a new artist that's like blowing up right now in the UK. She's had a big hit herself, and she actually kind of grew from that TikTok space as well. She's one of these sort of like new sort of like age artists that are they're so versatile, bro. You know what I mean? They're like got this whole brand thing going on TikTok as well, and doing so much extra stuff as well as music, personality, and growing this organic fan base that are just like obsessed with her. And yeah, she's so amazing to work with though, man. I've been with her all day today actually. She's good fun.
Dude, like
It's been refreshing for me, to be honest with you, working with someone like her.
what is so refreshing about it?
She's young. She's really tuned in to all like those new social media things going on. So when I'm sitting there watching her do her thing and recording these selfie videos and, you know, saying certain words and, you know, I'm like learning off her because I feel really old, right? But, yeah, it's important for me as well to, you know, work with artists like her as well.
Well, so how do you pick a vocalist, right? Like what comes first? The song needs to be done, and I'm assuming there's a scratch vocal on it.
So there's a couple of different ways this works, actually. I could give you some examples.
Yeah, please.
So, like, say my record Bed with Raye and David Guetta. That was a Raye demo. It was a chorus that I heard. I got played it. I got somebody that works with Raye was in a session with me one day and said, let me play you a bunch of Raye ideas. and flicked through like 10 different things, and one of them was Bed. And went on Bed, I heard it, and it just caught me. Went to the next track, and went, nah, go back to Bed.
What was it about
It was
Bed?
just the chorus. There was no like production underneath it. It was just some chords and the chorus. But, you know, it just, for me, it caught me. It just instantly felt like a hit record to me. You know, it just got me. And then I contacted Raye and was like, I love this chorus. I would love to develop it. I feel like it's a hit record. And she was like, oh, I wrote this idea with David in Ibiza. I was like, okay, I'll send David an email then. So I literally was like, dear David, I've heard this thing that you did with Raye and I love it. Could I develop it? So then me and Raye got in the studio, wrote the rest of the song, produced it, and then the song was there. So that's how that one came about. In that sense, you know, the artist wrote the song first, and I sort of jumped on it and developed it from there.
Does David tap in after you kind of do your thing and finish it, or is he just hands
so
off?
on that one, me and David were. It was in COVID time, so I couldn't actually link up with him in person on that one because he was in a different country. But we were going back and forth on WhatsApp and just like, you know, checking he was liking this, giving me some ideas, and yeah, it was a proper collaboration between the three of us.
What is it like for a DJ to work with another DJ?
I love it. Because, you know, you're both, especially if you get on really well with each other and you've got good energy. Like I've done a song with Jax Jones as well.
Cool.
And it was that same sort of vibe. We were just in the studio. I was like, mate, I think we should do this. He's like, oh, how about this? I'm like, oh, great idea. Let's try this. And it's just bouncing ideas. And it's like the two of you together is a force. Do you know what I mean? And it's fun. It's fun. And then also when you collaborate with another DJ, you know, whenever you're playing a festival or a club, do a little back-to-back together, and, you know, the campaign is really fun as well.
Well, that's really interesting because, like, there's no ego, I guess. Or is there?
Honestly, mate, I'm not like that at all. Like, I'm the most normal, like, just normal guy, bro. So I've never had any of that ego stuff, and everyone that I've worked with has always been on a level with me. So I've never really experienced that when I've collabed with anyone.
Well, you can't be in the studio with somebody who has an ego. Like, you have to park that.
No, I wouldn't see that
confidence
working.
is different. Like, confidence in one's idea is different. Confidence enough to share and be vulnerable is different than ego. But you have to park it at the door in order to craft something great.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, working, you know, well with somebody that brought an ego into the room. But I'm very chilled as well, man. That's the only one I work with. I always make them feel relaxed and, you know, just good vibes.
Can you tell me the story behind Head and Heart?
Yeah, so Head and Heart. Okay, so this is actually an example of how a song come back in a different way. Because we just spoke about the Raye record where, you know, it was a Raye demo that I developed. With Head and Heart, that was a song that was written by Rob Harvey and Kaleidoscopes. And now, obviously, Emanike ended up on the vocal of it, but he didn't write it. So on this one, I was sent a demo by songwriters, and it was, you know, oh, mate, it's funny because the original demo they sent me was a lot slower. I think it was like almost, you know, 105 BPM or something, so very much slowed down. And it was just that chorus, like, bum, 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 bum. And it was just really, really slow, yeah? But I was like, this could be a dance record. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to speed this up. Let's try it. And at that point, we had the verses as well. They wrote the verses and the chorus. That's what happened. And then we sped it up and we put some beats behind it, put the pianos behind it, and it started to really feel like something special. But we didn't have a vocalist on it. It was just the original writer's vocal on top, which is a pitch vocal, like a demo vocal, right? So I was like, wow, like we need to find somebody that could nail this song. And my manager at the time sent it to Emanike's team for Emanike to hear it.
And he's great.
And got this Emanike, man. He's the best. And then he DM'd me on Instagram. And he was, at the time I had Sorry and Lonely out, so I just had 2 hits. And he DM'd me and was like, I've just heard this demo. We have to do this. And I was literally like, oh my God, Emanike's just DM'd me, yeah? I was like, wow, of course. He was like, let me try it. Let me send you the vocals. A couple of days later, Emanike sent me his recorded version of Head and Heart. And it was one of those moments, like, I heard it, and after 3 seconds, I was like, that's it. It's done. It's a wrap. Like, he could not have smashed this anymore. It's the perfect person for it. And he's killed it. And then there was one section that needed writing, which was the pre-chorus. We did not have a pre-chorus. And I was like, I think it needs another section. I was like, it's amazing as it is, but we need one more section on this song. And he was like, let me try something. Then he sent me it back with that new version, with that new section written. and it completed the record, and then I finished producing it. And the funny thing about that tune is it was right in the middle of lockdown, and I nearly didn't release it.
What?
I nearly didn't release it.
Why?
Because as a DJ, I was
You
like,
can't perform.
yeah, I was like, I can't release a dance record with no clubs open. You remember at this time, we'd never had lockdown or so to me it was alien. I was like, I'll just wait. I was like, I'll just wait till this is over because I'm not going to release a song, my best ever song.
Yeah.
Without
Did you know it was your best?
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I remember saying to my mate, I think this is the #1 single.
Damn.
So I was confident because I remember saying that to my mate, and I just had a couple of hits, but I was like, I think this is a #1 single. So I was that confident. It was that good, yeah.
Damn.
And but we released it. Look, I decided in the end to drop it, even though it was weird without any clubs and no one to really dance to it. But on the flip side, that record brought a lot of positive vibes to people during a difficult time. Yeah. And actually, looking back on it now, man, I think it was the right timing for that record because I know it did have a good effect on people, and I get a lot of messages saying that song got me through. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, and
thank
also
God I did.
It's a hit. It's timeless.
Yeah,
it's really one of those.
What was it like performing it live for the first time once kind of lockdown ended?
Oh man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And listen, M&EK live on stage. Woo! Like those vocals, man, is real. Like he kills it. And when we performed it live, I think as well we did it on there's a big TV show here called Strictly Come Dancing. Yeah. And we did it on that. Actually.
It's Dancing with the Stars.
Okay,
yeah,
very cool.
And obviously we've done these huge performances in big arenas, which are amazing. But for some reason I remember that one because during the performance, like the professional dancers then came out and started performance to the record, and I was just like, it's the biggest TV show in the UK, and it was an amazing performance. Yeah, my mum loved it because she loves Strictly Come Dancing, so it was a special one for her. And yeah, we've had loads of amazing performances together though.
Where do you want a residency? Like, do you look at the trajectory of other DJs and go like, I got to be in Vegas, I got to be in Ibiza, whatever the fuck? Where do you want to be?
I mean, like, so with Vegas, I have a residency there now with Tailoring Group, which is going amazing. So I play there every month at Hakkasan or Wet Republic or Marquee. Got to rotate. So getting a residency in Vegas was always a big dream for me, and that box is ticked. Like we're in, I'm there, got a contract for the rest of the year, and it's amazing, man. And I love playing in Vegas. Ibiza, I've got a residency there as well. I play every Wednesday at Ibiza Rocks from June to October.
You're flying there every Wednesday?
I live there.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm moving out there first week of June, and I base myself there for the summer. And what I do is for my other gigs, like when I play Vegas or America or anywhere in Europe, I fly in and out of Ibiza rather than going back to London. And yeah, I've got a lovely place there. It's the way to do it. I done it the other way last year where I was flying in and out, and it's just difficult. Checking in and out of hotels, it takes a bit of time, and the flights. So better just to base myself there. And listen, I love Ibiza. That is my favourite place in the world to be. It's like my second home, what it is. And yeah, it's a special place, bro. I don't know if you guys been before.
No, but I'm gonna hit you up when I go.
Yeah,
seriously,
I couldn't advise more to go. You need to experience it, man. It's a special, special island.
I want to go.
Yeah, you make it happen this summer, bro. Honestly, I'm there till October. So you got
every Wednesday from June to October. Damn,
a little plug there.
So what? Do you like fly private out of there? How do you travel?
Nah, I never fly private, man.
No,
no. It's to get to America, it's always Ibiza to Barcelona or Madrid, then on to America.
Got it.
And those flights are hard. I'm always in jet lag, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you have.
I know you guys have got a little bit of it now, right?
Yeah, we're dealing with it.
Yeah.
No, but if you're in a constant state of it, like, does it just is normal?
It is. It's that honestly, that is the bit of my job that, or whatever you want to call it, is hard work. That's the only bit that is hard, is the travel. That's the bit that people probably don't really see, but. Yeah, it gets tough. There's a lot of all-nighters where you just have to go to the airport. You're waiting around for hours. You've got to turn up at the next place and you've got to give 100%. Then you're back at the airport and you're in jet lag and you can't sleep and you're just like, you're a mess.
No, unless you're doing it like a lot of DJs get private jets, but it's easier when you're in the States doing it. Like, I'll see like DJs do 4 shows in 3 shows in a night, or like 8 shows over 2 days, and it's because they literally go from show to jet to show to jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a flow, but when you have to travel across the world for things,
yes,
you're screwed.
Yeah, it's hard. I try to you know, me and my team tried to schedule the gig so it's as easy as possible on travel. But the truth of it is,
It's always hard.
It's always hard, and you know, I don't want to say no to stuff that I know is going to be great and good for me to do. So yeah, it's all about just staying healthy on the road, keeping a strong mentality. And I've been touring as a DJ, you know, as I told you, I've been resident DJ since I was 16 years old. So I've lived that sort of like DJ life my whole life. It's all I know really. So I'm kind of built for this now.
Yeah,
It's an international thing. I'm ready for it.
And the thought of not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, mate, I'm living my dream. I'm definitely not complaining at all. I love it. But the traveling is probably the only bit that's tough, yeah.
Is not every set's the same, right? And
No.
every audience is different.
Mhm.
So will you tailor things on the fly, or how do you really operate when you're behind the decks?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, every set that I think about. You know, I really think about it. So, you know, if I'm playing tonight in Ibiza, I'm going to sit there for a few hours during the day and visualize what I'm going to do, think if there's any new records that are going to go into the set, you know, think about the crowd that are going to be there. Is it going to be like a bit of a Spanish crowd if I'm playing in Ibiza? Is it going to be a mix? You know, what time of the day is the set? Is it a sunset set? Is there some more eclectic stuff that I'm going to put in there? Is it a peak time, 1 a.m. set where I'm just going to go in hard with some techno bangers? You know, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the time of day, the place that I'm in, the crowd in front of me. You know, when I go to Vegas, that's a very different set to what I play in Ibiza, because Vegas, you know, is maybe a bit more commercial. So I'm playing a bit more mashups. I'm playing quick transitions, whereas Ibiza might be more of a journey set. So yeah, it's wherever I'm playing is different. Am I playing for 3 hours? Am I playing for an hour at a festival? That's going to make a big difference, because
What's your average set time?
I always push to play for 3 hours.
Why?
Yeah. Because, you know, 3 hours gives me a chance to really build a journey musically with a set. You know, I look at a set like a book, beginning, middle, and end. You know, that's how I like to look at a set, because I want people to walk away and feel like they've been on that journey with me, and I can create that musically. It's tough to do in an hour. You know, most festivals, to be honest with you, are an hour set. That's for all DJs. And I don't like doing hour sets, because you've got to squeeze a lot in.
Yeah.
You don't really get that chance to really settle into the groove of the crowd. And it's a bit more like just slap them around the face with bangers.
Yeah.
But, you know, pushing for like a 3 or 4 hour set, it allows me that time to really, you know, build that journey that I really want to deliver. So people walk away and go, I didn't expect that from Joel, but that was amazing. You know, I heard the hits, but did you hear that other thing he dropped? Listen to this drop on my phone that I recorded. You know, I want that. You know, I want people to be like, I didn't expect that. That was amazing.
You got to see Joel Corry. We're going to put a link in the description below so you can, check out everything that he's got going on, socials, all of it. Plus, all of his records going to be available for you on Amazon Music whenever you want them. What are you thinking, Dan?
Do you like when fans record your sets and put them online? Because I know there's some people that don't like when there's phones at their shows.
And I'm into it. So I think that, you know, especially like Instagram story and TikTok has been good in that sense, because like, say when I played in Ibiza the other day, you know, I'm playing to like, say, 1,000 people in front of me, whatever. People are recording different moments in the set, putting it on their story, then all their followers are seeing it and
It's advertising.
It's like that. Yes, it's advertising for me, but also it's like you know, their mates almost feel like they're there for a second, you know, and then they're gonna go, you know, oh, I'd love to go to that as well, and it kind of, I like that side of it, and I think DJs do like that side of it, because it kind of, it just means you're more people getting access to what you're doing and that experience. What I don't like though is where it's like literally people aren't dancing and they're just standing there recording.
It's recording you the whole time.
Yeah, that's not a vibe. Like,
No.
you know, I want my crowd to be raving with me.
Yeah.
So I don't like it when it's like that. There's been a few gigs I've been playing at where I've just been like, come on guys, like, let's dance. You know what I mean?
So what do you do in that moment? Do you just keep playing like they are dancing, or you just kind
Yeah.
of change things up on the fly?
Nah, man. I'm always in my own groove, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. So I'm always giving off good vibes, and people are gonna get good energy from me. But yeah, sometimes you just get a crowd that maybe, you know, every crowd's different.
Yeah.
Every crowd's different. So,
Yeah.
but I'm always, you know, I don't let it affect me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have an album ready to go?
So we're working towards the album later this year, which is going to be like a compilation of all my releases over the last couple of years, plus some new tracks that I've got coming this summer, plus some album tracks that are going to be a bit more of the body of work, that maybe are not singles, but they're just songs that I love, some collaborations in there. So yeah, the album's going to come later this year. We've been having the planning meetings with it with the record label the last few weeks. So yeah, looking forward to doing that, man. It's going to be nice to kind of package everything that I've done over the last few years together, kind of end that chapter, and then next year go into like the next phase.
How many songs did you have like that you could have picked for this album?
Oh, mate. I mean, I can't give you a number. I'm working on music every day at the moment. So,
So like 50, 80, 100?
hundreds.
Really?
For sure, man. Like there's over the last sort of couple of years, the amount of music that I've worked on, ideas, records that have finished that maybe haven't come out for whatever reason, but records that I love. And, you know, when I come to that album, I'm going to have to, you know, be selective because I can't put hundreds of songs on one album. But yeah, they'll probably end up being about 20 to 25 tracks on the album. I think.
That's fat.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's more than what most albums probably got. But I there's some tunes that I'm like, that has to go on my album. I don't want to just leave it on the hard drive.
Is there anything that you acquired from your time as a bodybuilder that you actually apply to music?
I think, you know, those years where I was doing bodybuilding and doing competitions, that's the hardest thing I've ever done physically and mentally. You know, preparing for a bodybuilding competition, you have to go through like months and months of training and basically, you know, a very strict diet where, you know, you're getting as shredded as possible for the competition. So you're basically starving yourself. And I was always working during those preparations as well. I was still DJing in clubs and I had my 9-to-5 job as well. So that was a very difficult time. It was like grinding it out. And I did that for years. And I think that the discipline of my lifestyle back in the day has helped me so much today in my business life, in my touring life, to be able to just have that sort of like mental strength to get through, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks on end of touring, you know, some nights with no sleep and just keep going and kind of like battle through those moments. And yeah, just that discipline as well, bro, of just being very accountable for what I'm doing. And also the healthy lifestyle. You know, I still live that lifestyle. I still go to the gym every day. I still eat well. And that definitely stems from, you know, my passion of bodybuilding and what I did back in the day.
No, it looks incredibly challenging. So if you can do that, you can probably do a lot of other shit.
I think so, mate. Honestly, I'm not over exaggerating. I put during those competitions to get into that condition, I pushed myself to that absolute limit and beyond. Like, beyond, bro. It was tough. And it was months of it as well.
That shit like changes your chemistry and who you are as a person.
It did. And it helped me so much in my life because I feel like nothing could ever be harder than that. And any challenge I get given, I could do it. I just feel like, you know, sometimes I can just go back into that machine mode and battle through anything, man.
Fuck yeah.
Do you drink these days, like when you're on the road, or like how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle DJing and being at clubs till 4 a.m?
I don't overdo it. It's about picking and choosing and being selective. So obviously, like, I love a party like anyone else does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I love a drink when I'm DJing. Love a bit of tequila. You know, I'm always, you know, it's always nice to have a little vibe and get a bit wavy with the crowd. But I'm never going out and getting smashed, you know, and feeling hungover the next day where I can't. Because my worst sort of fear would be like not performing to my level, and that can definitely be affected by partying too hard, without a doubt. But then there might be some days like I just this weekend just gone, I opened Ibiza Rocks. We had the opening party in Ibiza. I took my mate out with me, and I knew that the gig was on the Saturday daytime. I had the Sunday and Monday off. And Amnesia opening party was after my gig. And I took my mate with me and I said, we're going out that night. So I did Ibiza Rocks, had a great time. We went to Amnesia. We were there till 1 PM the next day. And obviously I felt a bit rough the next day.
Yeah.
But I almost worked it into my schedule. And that's the way you do it. You know, I'm already looking at like, you know, maybe my birthday weekend, I'll do one. So, you know, it's just looking ahead and being like, you know what, I can let my hair down that night. But apart from that, man, I keep it professional, to be honest with you.
You set time to party and have fun.
Have to. It's the only way. It's in the diary.
You also got to celebrate. I mean, you have so much success. You're going out. Other people are having fun while you're DJing. Like, you got to enjoy it too.
And also, bro, it's good to connect with that with the culture and be on the dance floor.
Exactly.
You know, like, you know, when I went to Amnesia, I watched Adam Bayer back to back, Leighton Giordani. I watched Scream back to back with Seth Troxler. I watched Maceo Plexus set. You know, these are DJs. It's important for me to see what these guys are playing. You know what I mean? Every time I play a festival, right, I always try and stay and see the other DJ sets because it's so important to stay with my ear to the ground on that sense as well. You know, my passion is dance music, and you know, I love it. I've been raving since I was 16, 17 years old. You know, I've been to Ibiza every year since I was 18. So
that's crazy.
I'm always going to try and watch other DJs. It's
How
very
incredibly
important.
full circle though is that you have now your second residency there?
Yeah, I know it is, man. It's amazing. It was always a dream for me to have that residency in Ibiza. It took me a while to get there. You know, I did residencies on other islands for many years where I'd put my own name there, my own brand, and I was almost selling the tickets myself on the street to get people in there. And my aim in those other islands was always Ibiza. One day Ibiza, you know, keep pushing this Joel Corry brand, you know, keep going. And yeah, I got in the end, it came true, man. And listen, I'm great. I'm going to be in Ibiza for the rest of my life for sure.
Let's go. It's all just the beginning still.
Yes, definitely.
You can see Joel Corry in Ibiza. We're going to put a link in the description below. Also, check out all of his music on Amazon Music. What are you thinking, Dan?
Quick question. Yeah, the feeling you got when you made Head and Heart, have you gotten that feeling again, or is that like a one-time feeling that you had?
So Head and Heart in particular was definitely a very special record to me. As I said to you, it was like in my mind, I was like, this is a number one.
Yeah.
You know, before it even came out, you know, I was like, I just knew it was a different level, man. And I don't know, those songs, I guess they come around every now and again where you feel like you've got something that just feels game changing and absolutely magic. But yeah, definitely, like, I feel like there's been records since then that I've had that I felt are super special. I've got one coming this summer actually that I feel like could go all the way. So I can't give too much away from it.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
But yeah, I've been working hard, man, and I've got some bits coming this summer, and yeah, there's one in particular that I'm very confident in. But you know what? One thing that's important though is, like, and this is so important, and I've learned this. You can't in your mind be thinking every song is a number one or chasing that, because you're only going to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like those moments will come round for you. They will come. You keep working, they're going to come. Yeah, like Head and Heart came for me. There will be another moment like that. There will, but I can't sit here and be disappointed that other songs don't. You know, music is all about, you know, do I love it? Do I love playing it? Am I sharing it with people? Do people enjoy it? Great. And listen, if it clicks like Head and Heart clicked and it becomes this huge global monster record, then amazing. But if it doesn't, no problem.
That's okay.
We keep moving. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the mindset you've got to have. Mm-hmm. And if you have that mindset, you will have another Head and Heart.
Yep.
There we go. Did you hear that? Joel Corry, being honest and being open. I thank you so much for being here, man. Like, thanks for coming back to this building that you've been to 1,000 times today. And thanks for giving us your time and energy.
No, I love the interview, guys. Thanks for having me. And we'll definitely link up in Ibiza, hopefully. I need to show you guys around Ibiza.
Oh, yeah, please. I'm not lying. I will hit you up on that because I now travel. This is my first time, like, really traveling.
Yeah.
So now it's like, whatever. I'll go.
Yeah, we never even addressed. This is our first interview in London.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm honored.
Yeah, this is crazy. Damn. But also when you're in LA, come to our real studio.
I'll definitely listen. I'm in LA all the time. I was just there like 2 weeks ago doing a writing week. So I will hit you up, man, and then we'll link up in LA for sure. You have our number. Joel Corry, I appreciate you. Listen to all of his music on Amazon Music and check him out in Ibiza. Okay?
Yep.
Joel Corry, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.